So it's great to see everybody. Um, if who is this their first roundtable? A couple people. Okay, awesome. There's Molly. Molly's my awesome number two in Fit Me, by the way, if you guys haven't met Molly. Um, Roundtable is a little different because these are open, these are free for everybody. So this is something like if you come next month, bring a friend, because it's really designed to be a place for coaches and coaching business owners to come together and actually collaborate and participate in helping each other solve problems. So this isn't like a me and Nick or Larissa teaching talk. This is sometimes we have stuff to share, and we do have something super cool to share with you today. But really, the whole idea around this is that we can learn from each other. And so this is more of like an active kind of thing. So we do want you to turn your screens on, even if you're, still in your pajamas, whatever, turn your screens on. We don't care what you're doing. But we want you to actually participate and engage in this discussion. And we want you to walk away with something actionable. So if you're going to invest an hour and a half of your time here with us in this space, then leave with something you can use in your business. And so in order for you to do that, like you gonna have to listen and ask questions and contribute. And again, it doesn't matter where you are in your business. If you are working inside of a company, or if you are just getting started, maybe you have one or two clients, or maybe you have a larger coaching business, you have 50, 60, 70, 80 clients. We all can help each other because we have that the beauty and benefit of that outside perspective, right? Of like not looking at things buried in the middle of it. And so don't discount your feedback for someone else just because of where you are, or you maybe don't know if this is going to be helpful. Go ahead and offer it. So with that, we want to kind of start with what is at the top of your mind. So if you have something that's like, man, this is really pressing, like if I could walk away from this call with a solution or an action step to solve this problem, this would be really meaningful. So I want to start with that just because I'll give you the opportunity. If somebody came here with that on their mind, we can start with that. Ashley says driving. That no worries, Ashley. All right, Lindsay.
Okay, I want to ask about niching because I haven't niched before. So I found a really unique niche. I would be the only one in the space, I believe, in the universe doing it. However, there may be a reason why it's so niche, and that's because it may be controversial somewhat. And I wanted to talk it out with you guys because I think it's a good idea, but it could be a colossal fail. So there's I come out of Mormonism, and traditionally most of my clients have been like ex-Mormon, and there's some health things involved in being in a high demand religion. There's a lot of mental things, a lot of systemic there's a lot of ideas about what you should and shouldn't be allowed to do with your body and how much autonomy you actually have. And that comes into play with the health coaching quite a bit. Like that actually makes some huge roadblocks for my clients. And so I've seen this over the last 3 years coaching mostly ex-Mormon clients. Okay. So I was thinking about niching down to serving that population of people. And I understand like that can be kind of controversial when you're talking about like religious communities, but I'm also seeing that there's a lot of really hungry people who need like evidence-based help with their health coming from that space. And so I started recording a podcast. I haven't posted anything yet. And I guess the thing that I'm kind of afraid about is advertising openly when it's a group that's, people coming out of a religious community, because people can be very offended about that sort of topic. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that idea.
Which people can be offended?
Oh, people who are like still in the church and very strongly believing it's kind of like the fact that somebody else would leave the church that they believe, they take it as like a personal attack.
Mm-hmm.
which is not what I'm all about. Like I'm not trying to convince anyone to leave the church. I just want to provide resources for people who do.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like, is it weird to niche down to like, I don't know, religious? Like, is that like a no-no that people should stay away from?
no, I don't think it's weird at all. I think it's really meaningful that you identified a gap in a group of people that you know and can speak to. I mean, Nick and I were talking to someone the other day about this on one of our pro plan strategy calls, and they were asking almost an identical question, but about veganism, like coming out of the vegan space, which is almost its own religion.
Right.
And like, hang on a second, like there's a in-between spot between like animal-based and like plant-based, and like, here's what I've learned, and I want to speak the truths that I've realized. And what about all the people that are going to be pissed off or offended? But the thing is that you're not speaking to them, you're speaking to the ones who are seeing they're missing something. And so that's who that message would be for. So I don't know, I'd love to hear what you guys think too, like jump in. But I think when you identify something that's missing and you actually can speak that language and you distinctly understand the problem because you've been in the community, then that's exactly what a niche is for.
Yeah.
That's really helpful. Does anyone else have anything to say? I'm kind of looking for someone to say, oh, here's a huge red flag. This would be a terrible mistake, and this is why. That's what I'm looking for.
We're
I
not
need someone to convince me not to.
We're not going to confirm what you're trying to confirm yourself to do. I'm gonna confirm and say, hey, you should do it. Like that's really going to be the only way to find out, is to test it, right? Is to put that message out into the universe and look at the feedback. Because at the end of the day, like I believe like a micro niche, so that's kind of what that is like a niche inside of a niche. Like that is your sea, right? Inside of like a bloody ocean right now, right? There's so many different nutrition people in the space, and they're all targeting what? Busy
people
moms,
want to lose weight,
busy professionals. What about the people that are not busy? Like we were having this conversation the other day. Like think about it. Like everyone's targeting busy moms, but then they get all pissed off and people don't sign up because they're too busy. Well, you're targeting people that are busy. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense. How about targeting people that aren't busy, right? Moms that are ready for change rather than busy moms.
Nick
right?
and I said we're going to niche down on lazy dads.
Lazy dads, right? No one's targeting the lazy dad demographic, just the busy moms. You know what I mean? But like whenever you can like really find that bullseye and you can get dialed in with that message, like it just opens up a whole different market for you. And you can step in and be the authority figure. Like I would say you should absolutely do it because it not only relates to you, but you will know that messaging more than anyone else. Like I couldn't tell you what to say, right? I wouldn't know what to say, right? I could give you like some strategies and some structure, but I wouldn't bear to say, hey, no, you should be saying this exact thing. That would be up to you, right? And like I think that's literally like where you kind of like stand apart from the crowd of targeting busy moms, right? It's like, no, I don't help busy moms. Right? I help people that were once in the Mormon community that have found their way out doing something else now, and they're trying to make this transition with their life. Right? I help them live a more capable and satisfied life, do that transition.
Well, and that's exactly the aim. The big concern, I guess, is it's fear of social repercussions for myself, because I don't know if you guys are that familiar with like high demand religions, but when somebody leaves a high demand religion, it is as big of a fucking deal as like a gay person coming out of the closet. Like you lose family and friends. It's scary. And like my entire base up until now has just been like my personal Facebook friends and family. Right. And like the fear is that if they find out that I not only have left the church and feel like I'm a lot better off afterwards, but also that I'm creating a business meant to serve that population. Like I'm not even kidding. Like my mother-in-law already cut us out of the will. Like it's a big deal. Yeah. So that's the fear here. Can you speak to any of that?
They're not your person. At the end of the day, like that's what you're trying to do right now, is you're trying to repel the people that are not meant for you that you do not serve. That's okay. You know, like, sure, it's hard to accept. Eventually that relationship will heal itself. It will mend. At the end of the day, it will, right? Especially from your family and your loved ones. And when they
Maybe.
see the greater impact that you're making for other people in the universe, like, I think all churches would speak to that. Humanity, right, is helping humans live a more capable life. Like, who would get offended by that?
And here's the thing,
Yeah.
Lindsay, like if you're gonna rock the boat and you're going to get negative feedback and you're going to get maybe relationships that end or change because of something, then it should be something that is important and in alignment with your values and something that is true and authentic to you. And if it is those things, then screw them. Right? At the end of the day, that's the truth. If it's important, if it's in line with your values and who you are, and it's authentic and true to you and your story, which it is, that is your only option.
That's awesome. That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
I think it also comes down to, sorry, Christine, I'm going to pop in here. I think it also comes down to kind of like at the beginning of our client journeys, we ask them to create their big why, which is what are the things that they can't live without. And if you woke up in the morning and this was on your heart, nagging you day after day after day, thinking I could serve this community and I can't because I'm scared. And if you kind of have to decide there, can I live with that? Which can I not live without? Like, can I not live without serving my people, or can I not live without the relationships that might be broken if I do it?
That's a really good point.
Anybody else have any thoughts for Lindsay?
Yeah, just so you mentioned how like big of a deal it is, like stepping out of the church already. Like you said, like people have already kind of like broken a relationship with you, right? Because of it.
Yeah.
So if you're already breaking those relationships just by you stepping out of the church, is anything else really going to be damaged by you servicing people that are in the same boat?
Yeah, that's a really good point, because it's not
like,
me
yeah,
breaking
ties
the
aren't cut.
relationships.
Yeah.
Like,
So like, I mean, like if you're like, it's not like you're staying in the church, but helping people that are coming out. Like you're already moving away. So the ties are cut.
right.
So like, if you start advertising and be like, hey, this is who I'm helping, and people start like coming at you, be like, we terminated this friendship when I moved away. Like that we aren't friends. This isn't a thing. So like those people are already like quote unquote lost. You're not re-losing them. You're just helping people in the same boat as you.
Fascinating. Yeah, I never thought of it like that. Because that does make sense. Like if your relationship is so fragile that something external would cause them to split, that's not a relationship. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yeah, because I mean now it's like it's once they've so like I mean you just said you're like your mother-in-law already cut you out of her will. Like if she comes at you with a text message like saying like I can't believe you're doing this, be like you already cut me out of the will. Like we mean nothing to each other. Like you are now just another like fat dude with thick glasses behind his keyboard saying that like your post about nutrition is wrong. Like you're just another social media hater.
Right.
Thanks for the comment. Use the algorithm. Scroll.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's a really good point. I don't know why I'm so worried, because I usually don't give any F's whether or not people like me, but at the same time, like, it's really scary.
Lean into all the things that feel scary and all of the things that are hard about this, because that's what they're thinking. And actually you speaking to that is going to give them more connection with you. And you know why you feel like that? Because a lifetime of conditioning. That's why you feel like that. And that's exactly where they're coming from. And so you can speak to those things.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good idea. And I think that would endear me to my audience more. There'd be a bond.
Right. Because guess what? Like they're afraid too.
Yeah.
You're the leader of them. And that's what Nicole just said in the chat, lead by example. Like you get to be a leader for them, and you saying like, this isn't easy. Actually, I'm sure your aunt's also pissed at you, or your whatever. Like that happened to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just jump in too. I'll just say, like, it was scary when you decided to leave, right? And you know all those feelings, but you also made that decision knowing that you were going to get flack from other people. And you still went ahead with that decision. And that, so like, just think back again to that right in this moment. You know, it'll probably piss people off, but you've already pissed those people off, right? So like, that is not your people. And I speak from experience too. It's hard though. Like, I totally get it. Like, it's hard to let go of those people and to deal with that. Yeah. And to move forward.
Yeah. I'm really curious, you guys, out of this entire group, like how many people have left some kind of community kind of in a similar way that I'm talking about? Like how many of you left a church or a community?
I'll just say I came out at age 44 2 years ago and left my husband and kids. So left my entire heterosexual community. Yeah.
How many of your people stayed with you?
The ones that matter.
How do you feel now? Are you lonely at all for them, or are you better?
I still struggle with people who stop talking to me, and people, you know, who choose to go out with my husband and his new girlfriend. It's like, why don't you call me up? You know, like, but I'm not in a hetero relationship, and they don't do that. So yeah, I still struggle with it, and there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of hurt. But what keeps me going is telling myself that those people, they weren't really my friends, and did they really matter? And then there's the beauty of making new relationships. So
I love that. Thank you.
And for me, part of like my thing is, and like I'm listening to this because I would love to niche down on that population. There's a lot of, especially women coming out later in life. Like, how exactly do I do that? I've thought about it a lot because it's hard. Like, I look back at myself when you're, and I'm sure like it's similar, that were making this decision and you felt like the weight of the world on you, and that you couldn't do that, and you couldn't do this 180 and change everything fundamentally about you. And it's scary as hell. But the thing is, now that I'm on the other side, I know that there's so many people out there who are at that point that I once was at.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I have a platform to inspire them. It's just, how exactly do I do that? Like right now I'm doing like nutrition and stuff, but can I fuse the two worlds, or can I have, two different pillars of my business? So.
And that's kind of where I'm right now. Like my business is like, I'm a weight loss coach for people who want to lose weight, but like, I feel like that's not like where my passion is,
And part of my thing is like trying to play on, like, you need to be the best version of you. And especially like with the busy mom, like, you need to like have the sense to put yourself first. And so when I talk about putting yourself first, I really mean putting yourself first, no matter what it means, and whatever that means to you. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to come out, but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would encourage both of you to spend some time either like writing about these things, even if you're not sharing it yet, but like write this down. Or if you're more of a verbal person, like verbalize it in a note to yourself or something like that. I think that can be some of the first ways that you can start to like connect with people, even before it becomes a niche or business thing, is just putting those thoughts and questions out there in your experience, and then listening to what people are saying back to you. And again, not the people who are not your people.
Right.
Yeah, That makes sense. Oh, I mean, this is horrifyingly scary, but I think that this is ultimately going to be really good for my soul and my personal identity.
And it matters. Listen, like we
Right.
all care about people and their bodies feeling better. That's why you're here. You're a coach, you're a nutrition fitness person. But at its core, we all have something in us that is distinctly, real. And it tends to be right next door to like the dark and twisty thing. Like the gift, the special thing that you can share with people is right next door to like the fear, the darkness, the shame, like all of that. Those are right next door to each other. And so when you actually are willing to like go to that space and start talking about the things that you've worked through, or the things that you think people would judge you for, or the parts that, really actually matter to you,
Mhm.
that's where you can make an impact for people and change their lives. So yeah, your vehicle might be eating better meals or protein or like exercise. Like that might be part of that journey. But the reason that you're going to be the impactful person that changes their life is because you were willing to go where nobody else would. Everybody's talking about the surface level stuff and not connecting to their actual core problems. And so when you go there, it's life changing.
I love that. I'm taking a ton of notes, you guys. I really appreciate this. This is really fantastic.
Thanks for sharing that and like being like open about
Mhm.
feel that you're thinking about, and like allowing everybody to contribute. There were some good comments in the chat too, so check those out. Lindsay, Jamie Lynn put something, and Molly.
Thank you, guys. I actually just copy pasted all that into my notes document so I can have it for later.
Good. Do you guys want to continue on this like niche topic, or does anybody have something that's on their mind? Again, appreciate you, Lindsay. Thank you, Erica, for sharing your piece of that. I think it was really helpful to hear.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
It's about just like cadence and social media posting. I got like a structure from my cohort, but I just want to see if anybody else has, more like frameworks and just kind of principles and stuff when it comes to posting on social media. Like I'm still just kind of figuring it out. So I'm just seeing if anybody's found something that works for them. Not necessarily, I know there's no one size fits all, but just like maybe some principles or something that anybody thinks is helpful.
What's the purpose for your social media posting?
Purpose is for lead generation and lead nurture. And so I don't know, I've been kind of just I've been kind of just trying to how to figure out how to make all that work within that, right? Because between what I've been being taught and what I've already been doing and seeing what gets responses or what gets engagement, and so trying to like so I'll say that when I do like a I guess you would call it more of an entertainment post where it's just like a workout thing, an exercise, and I'm doing something that gets a lot of engagement, right? And so but then there's posts where it's just me doing content, talking about a problem or solution or both. And those sometimes get engagement, but I'm just, just kind of experimenting, trying to see. Because before I was just posting, now I'm like, it's the strategy of, okay, how am I going to tie these posts into the lead generation, lead nurture aspect? So, I'm just, I know there's no like, magic pill, but I'm just trying to, get some more ideas and maybe trying to figure out more of like a rhythm, because I never had a rhythm. I was just like posting. And so I'm still trying to figure that out. Like,
One more question, Alex. If the purpose is lead generation and lead nurture, how would you measure success? How would you know you were successful and that your content this month produced the result? What is that success marker for you?
for me, it would be how many people are in. So like I've had people reach out via social media before, whether it was DMs or just comment on something. And some of those people became clients. Some of them was just conversations, and I'm still having like some of them are in my Facebook group now. So I would gauge it on that, like how many people are actually I'm either how many people are turning into leads, right? They're actually commenting, reaching out and say, hey, man, I need help. Or so yeah, just like seeing, like being able to measure that, I guess would be the how I would be able to measure it.
So a measure of success, just because I think that'll be important to identify before, like what's the cadence or what to do. Like just like hypothetically say, like over the month of August, if you had 100, people who had commented and moved to a DM conversation, and then you were able to get their email and build the relationship, that would be like a measure of success. I had 100, new leads that came from my content. And 100 is the arbitrary number. I just wanted to like give you an example.
Yeah, I think so. Being able, that would be like from comment. Yeah, that would be a way to measure it, I think. So
How many times are you posting right now a week?
I post in a week 7 times, so once a day.
Okay.
And then obviously also in the stories too.
Okay.
Facebook.
So in terms of like a cadence, are you talking about on what to post or how much to post, when to post it? It sounds like you're being pretty consistent. You're posting 7 days a week.
Yeah. So, I would say more like cadence, because like before there was no cadence. It was more just like felt like just trying to put out good stuff. But
yeah,
trying to so tying it in with so instead of just posting, I'm trying to just figure out, like, should I do like Monday will be a a story post where I post like something tied into a story about myself, and then maybe Tuesday will just be an entertainment post, Wednesday some sort of call to action. So it's again, there's no, I don't know, I'm just trying to tie all that in. So I'm not just posting, but it's actually like, okay, what's the purpose? And just maybe trying to maybe get a cadence so that every week, before the weeks comes up, already kind of like, okay, this day is for this day is for that. So just, again, I'm going to keep trial and error with it.
Yeah.
But, it's just seeing if, like, I see other people are real successful on their stuff, and I'm like, okay, what are they doing that? How are they getting so much engagement? Like, but I'm not. So it's just trying to figure it out, but I know it's a time thing too. I don't have a huge audience, so.
Yeah. And so like, you got to think about a lot of people, they build these massive audiences, right? And they build massive audiences of the wrong people. I know people that have 100,000 plus followers, and the monetization of their accounts is disgustingly bad, right? Like they're maybe able to get like 1 or 2 clients a month off of a $100,000 or 100K following audience, right? And then I know people that have like 1,000 less, and they're converting like 5 to 6 clients a month, no problem. It's because it's about building an audience of the right people for your product and your message, And so when you think about like building up a following or building attention, like you have to keep that at the forefront. Like the content you put out there needs to attract your right fit clients, and it needs to repel everyone else. Because the last thing you want is some big community of people that do not care about what you have to sell, right? If they're there just for engagement and entertainment, they may not be there for nutrition coaching, And so like you got to kind of like find that happy balance inside of like your post or your content that you're putting out there, first of all. And so that's going to come with repetitions. You know what I mean? Is like, you have to actually put stuff out there, see what the data is telling you. Like, what is the response? And then that's the thing that you really want to kind of circle and double down on, So like right now, like you're consistent in terms of like you post every day. Like that's like always step one. If you can't post 1 time a day, well, then we probably just need to get better at posting 1 time a day before we start to dial in like the messaging and the content of what. Right. And then like once you have that consistency down, well, now we can start to refine the hooks, the headlines, right? That's going to be like step 1. Can we get people to actually stay on our videos and watch them? Right. So those first 3 to 5 seconds, and I believe Instagram now tracks this too. right? You can look in your data and it will show you that people are paying attention to your headlines and your hooks, right? How many views are you getting, right? And then once you get that, like how long can we keep them? And so now you start to refine, like I think Ali put in the comments, the storyline, right? Can we get people to actually stay? And then at the back end, the call to action, so we're always going to talk about hook, story, offer, and it's going to correlate over to everything, especially when it comes to social media, right? That's really what all it's about. And in terms of like booking people to calls and using that to kind of measure like your cadence or your content in general, like I don't think like that's the best way to go about it. I would prefer you go to a lead magnet source first. Like, can we get emails? Can we move them from something that we do not own to something that we can own? Right? How many emails are we acquiring from social media? Like that would be the next metric. And then of course, like how many calls are we booking on the back end of that? Right. So like just breaking it down to smaller chunks, focusing on the right thing at the right time. Like you got consistency. Well, now we need to focus on finding like, what is that message? Like what is the thing that you need to say to attract your right fit client and repel your wrong fit client? Right. That's what it's gonna come back down to. Rather than trying to like look at everyone else and see what they're doing, like let's just figure out what you're doing to get your customers.
But I have a question about that, because that's
Yeah.
one thing I've been kind of dealing with is when it comes to the messaging. So yeah, so I help. So like my main thing is I help people mostly. I mostly coach men, but lose 20. Like the first thing we dropped 20 pounds in 90 days, like legitly, not gimmicks or nothing. No fad diet, but just literally following these steps, right? And I've done it. I have the proof. So I know there's like a certain type of people who qualify for that, right? I've seen it. Some people can do it. But the other thing is, so like I'm really big on I'm trying to like, so on social media, I'll say this. So it's weight loss, right? It's weight loss, mostly helping men lose weight, get in shape, get more disciplined, more structured, right? And
Yeah.
so sometimes I think the line for me gets blurry between like how I really feel, and then like not like I'm like holding it back. So not being too like intense, right? So that's where I kind of like feel like, because like my wife will tell me like, man, you're too crazy. Like you're saying that, like you're gonna rub the wrong people. Like, yes, I don't want to hear that. And so I'm like, all right, I'll dial it down a little bit. And so but at the same time, I'm really only attracting the men who really are kind of like me. I already think about this. I'm trying to help myself.
Yeah.
Like what worked for me wasn't somebody saying, hey man, it's gonna be all right. It was like, hey, bro, like you need to step up, like straight up. Like, and so I don't just gonna say that on social media like that, but I just think about that's the type of person who I want to coach, who's like, look, all right, I know I fell off, bro. Like, what do we need to do? So yeah, just trying to like, so I'm not trying to talk to like my wife, right? I'm not trying to attract someone like her to coach. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I don't like to just say it just straight like how I want to say it. I kind of hold back a little bit because I'm kind of worried about, oh, people are gonna rub people the wrong way. So I don't know, like it's yeah, so
Yeah. And this kind of comes back to what Lindsay was talking about. You're gonna have to be okay with rubbing a few people the wrong way because you're not trying to attract them, right? They're not your person at the end of the day. Like your goal is to repel them. So the sooner you can get them out of your universe, the better. It's just going to save you headache. Like don't waste your time and your energy on the wrong person because they're not meant for you. They're not the person you're called to serve. So like just say what you want to say, man. Right? If you're trying to help you, well, help future you. Like just imagine like when you were younger and you were going through whatever you're going through, what would be the thing that you would tell that person right now to take that first step? Like your marketing, your social media step 0 to 1, right? Your program's 1 to 100.
okay.
So like just test it out. That's that at the end of the day, it's gonna come back to testing it out. Like just the same way you're consistent right now, just be consistent with that messaging for a little longer, see how it works. Right. And then change something if it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Let me look at this chat too.
Yeah, people got some good comments in there around organization.
Yeah, I got something good for you too. A little bit later on in this call is going to help you out a lot. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, we got something.
Okay.
What's up, fellas? We got it's Isaiah and Scott. Got their hands up. Gordon Ramsay built a business yelling at chefs.
Isaiah, you go. Your hand was up first.
Got it. Yeah, I had a question about just kind of the order of operations with like the pipeline and like the, you know, the three VECs, you know, kind of walking people through that process of just finding me, entering my world, and then, you know, actually becoming a paid client. So the first lead, Megan, is usually some sort of like PDF guide. That's, you know, crushing. I get plenty of leads from that. It's more so figuring out how to get people opted into the second one, which I've been doing a couple like 3-part video series, and then trying to figure out what that last one should be that'll fill in that gap to get them, you know, interested in learning about coaching. I was thinking maybe like the Build My Diet assessment. So like PDF guide, video series, Build My Diet assessment, and then, you know, that right there gets them on a call either way.
Nice. So that's kind of like your nurture process.
Yeah, right now.
That's sounds pretty good, man. It sounds like it's pretty thought out. So you get their email
Nice.
by giving them a guide, and then you give them like a certain amount of videos to kind of like build awareness and build like relationship with.
Yeah, so they'll get that first PDF guide, and then there'll be anywhere from 3 to 5 follow-up emails after that. Like, did you get
Yeah.
my email? Here's some other stuff you should know. And
Yeah.
then another one will be like, hey, here's this other cool thing, you know, 3-part video series, Psychology of Fat Loss.
Gotcha.
Opt in for that. Then the next thing would be like, hey, what if I built you a 4-week nutrition plan? I
Yeah.
send them the Loom video, just giving them a sneak peek. Next step would be for us to get on a call and go over the details. Once we're on the call, I hit them with, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in doing this on your own? Anything other than a 10, I'm pitching coaching.
Gotcha.
So that's my process right now.
Yeah, dude. That sounds pretty solid, man. How's it converting? Have you been running that yet?
I just started now
Gotcha.
implementing that last part, the Fix My Diet assessment. Before it was just another 3-part video series, and then they just get that, and then communication would end. So I think that change will make a big
Yeah.
difference, but glad to hear it doesn't suck. For
Yeah,
sure.
nah. Inside of that video series, on the last video, does it say like you need to do this next thing, like the Fix My Diet assessment?
No, I should though, for
Yeah,
sure.
I would tie those two things to each other. So like on that video course, it says the next step after this course is to take this assessment, right? And then with the information from this assessment, we're basically going to help you kind of lay out your first nutrition plan or whatever it may be. You know, like just
Okay.
make sure you bridge the gap between those steps. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And after that, like it's pretty self-explanatory at that point. They do the assessment, they get on a call. The only thing is like what happens if they do not get on a call, right? Like where do they go then? That's like the next pressing question. So
Yeah.
but no, it sounds like a pretty good nurture sequence. What does it take, like 2 weeks to go through all that?
Yeah, I'd say about 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Usually the wait between emails is only about a day.
Yeah. And so like I would really like right now as you're kind of like testing traffic into it, one of the things that I would kind of look at, if you have a way to track this right now, is how many people are actually going through video 1, how many people are actually going through video 2, how many people are actually like see where like the fall off is
Yeah.
at 1, and that way you can go and refine each component if you need to. You know, like let's just say you put 100 people into this pipeline, how many are you spitting out on the back end in terms of like taking the assessment and booking the call, right? And then
Mhm.
just kind of like figure out like where that kink is in that chain. And that way you can.
How could I go about being able to see those metrics, like watch time, how many
Yeah.
people watched it?
Yeah, you can do what video, where are you posting the video? Is it on like Vimeo, YouTube, or is it in CBM?
Right now, it just takes them to, so there's a landing page to like sign up for the
Yeah.
video series, and then it'll give them a Google Drive link.
Gotcha. I would embed that video into like a funnel, man. Like I would make a funnel
Okay.
with 3 different pages, right? And that way you have video 1, video 2, video 3. And like each day you email them the link to that funnel with that video. So you can see by just looking what page they're going to and how long they're sticking around.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Would you maybe even consider, I don't know how I could do this, but I'm sure
No,
it's possible, making it so they can't even watch the last video until they fill out
Yeah.
the assessment.
Build a
Okay.
course in CBM, and you'll lock all the videos until the previous one is watched, right? So it would be like a 3-module course,
Sick.
and you can actually see, it'll show you the statistics on who's actually done what. So you can see if they've actually done step 1, step 2, step 3, and how far they finished it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
I
you
love that. I love this stuff.
Yeah, just send them a free course. And then even on the back end of that course, like I would put like a 4th video, like a bonus module, right? Where basically that's where you position the next thing. Like, hey, now that you completed this, I want to give you this free assessment and ultimately give you a plan on the back end.
Yeah, I think a really good way to frame that with the video series I do have, it's like, hey, now you understand the inner work and the psychology of fat loss, but your diet still sucks.
Yeah.
Let me fix that for you. Okay.
Cool, man. Yeah,
Got the gears turning.
Yeah, that sounds solid, man. Let me know how that converts.
Will do. Will do, man. But I'm good to go. Appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah. What's up, Scott?
Yeah, 2 questions. So, for one, like right now, the main lead magnets that I'm running is I'm doing a free challenge every quarter, but then in between that, I'm doing like webinars with presentations, such as a way to get more as like the first step in like a value ladder.
Yeah.
With a free challenge, I understand the value ladder for that and how to go from that to, or I have a better grasp of how to go from that to like a call or a one-on-one coaching call. The next step after like the webinar is what I don't really know what to do, because I feel like going right from like selling one-on-one coaching off the back end of a webinar is a big step. I just don't know how to gap those 2 points.
Yeah, that is a pretty big step on a webinar. There's a few things, kind of like what Isaiah was doing. You could implement an assessment on the back end.
Yeah, that's because I already have like I always have a free fix my physique assessment.
Yeah.
So I always have that available for people. So I was thinking about doing that, but like
Yeah.
the kind of module course option, I like that idea
Yeah.
because it's still free, so it's an easier pitch.
Exactly. It adds a lot of value too. And if you stick around long enough on this call, I got something for you to speed up that process.
Cool.
Yeah, no, like the course that's something super simple. And the great thing about it is like you build it once, like you can use it thousands of times. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to keep doing multiple webinars live, all the stuff. So it's always something like it's a good valuable lead magnet whenever you do it right. Yeah, but like the challenge, what you could also do, what I would recommend as well, is positioning a webinar on the front end of your challenge. And so you pitch the challenge on the back end of your webinar, right? So you can actually use the webinar to pre-enroll like your VIP for the challenge, right? So you would put an offer for people to upgrade into your challenge, but in a VIP setting. So it would be like a low offer, right? Anywhere from like 37 to like $97, and you can convert a decent amount, 10 to 20%.
Okay. And then would like the free challenge announcement like go live after that for people to join in?
Exactly.
Okay.
So like on the webinar, they would get like a special bonus. Like you get access to VIP, it's going to sell out. And then maybe you give them access like the free video course as well, so as they wait in the meantime for the challenge to start.
Okay. I gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
And then second question would be this has happened to me a couple times now, and like I've played it wrong. And so I'm not sure what I'm doing, but so like with the free physique assessment, the goal with it is to like give some like CTA to it because it's free, like through just on like my mass social media, and then they fill it out. I contact them to book a call, and then the plan is to kind of have like a 2-call series. So one is going over their assessment and a plan, and then book a call a week after to see how they do. They're not doing well with it, and then results, and then pitch coaching after that. But what's happened the previous 2 times is people are like, yeah, like, like I want to do this. I want to sign up. How much is it? And so like, I don't want to give like full high ticket coaching price over an email. So I'm like, oh, like the first call is totally free. And then they don't book a call.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I like lose it there. And it's happened enough where I'm like starting to get annoyed.
I would find another path to send those people down. right? Maybe it's like 30-day free trial in like your program. Like you have like their workout program and their first like 30-day diet done. They get results. You know, it's much harder for somebody to quit once they've already seen the results, right? They've already experienced what it's like. So that might be the secondary path, right? For those people that do bring up those questions, you might, oh no, the first 30 days are free. Here, go do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a lot of people, like they don't want to work for free at first. And I highly recommend working for free at first because it pays off. You know,
Okay.
like it really does help out. So maybe put together like a 30-day trial program where they can just experience what it's like to work with you, build out their workout program. So they do the assessment, they get the workout program, they get the nutrition plan, you know, they see the results, and you just build like some automated follow-up into that system that you check in and you get them back on another call. You know, like, hey man, like this is where you're at. Like, look at this amazing progress. Like, do you want the party to end or you want to keep going?
Okay. And then like should that be like the full one-on-one like check-ins, everything?
I wouldn't do like, it depends on how you run your program. I would make it very similar, right? So they can kind of
Okay.
experience or taste. Like, think about like when you go to Costco and there's all the taste tests.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason they give away a bunch of free food at Costco. You know, like let them taste the product that they're buying, right? Just a bite, right? It doesn't need to be the full on thing, but they need to like taste it. And they also need to get a result from it too.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it can even be like, hey, it's $1, like 30 days for $1. You know, like if you really want to kind of segment the tire kickers, that's how you do it. Get their credit card on file, charge them $1. Like, hey, you just want to use the card that we already have on file now?
Okay. Okay.
Has anybody
Cool.
else done like a free thing that converts really well? Like a free taste, a trial? That's
One tip for the Fix My Diet assessment, and this is how Jaron, who's my cohort instructor, explained it to me, is you want to build a pretty simple and generic PDF, give them some basic guidance, maybe even give them their macros, and then record a Loom video saying like, hey, here's a sneak peek. So excited to schedule a call with you and go over this in detail. When would you like to do that? So you're letting them know you're not getting this unless you get on a call with me. And then you go through it in detail and ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you? And then
Yeah.
anything less than 10, of course, you're going to go into your pitch and start discussing coaching. But I feel like that will increase the rate of people actually getting on a call because they can't get it without doing so. And then there's a few different ways to work around, you know, people asking for prices. You can like kind of break down what you'd get for 6 months into like weekly and be like, it could be anywhere from $65 to $2,000. Or you can be a little bit more, you know, red pill and be like, you know, if finances is something that's, you know, a problem for you right out the gates, this might not be, you know, there's so many different ways you could go about tackling that question. But I mean, I get it a lot all the time too, especially with my scholarship. You know, that was a very common question. How much does it cost? So it's definitely a question you have to kind of like sharpen your sword on, because you're gonna keep facing it forever, for sure. It's gonna keep coming up.
and two,
Yeah.
like there's a balance between helping people like maybe like not get in their own way, right? Like they are legitimately need your help. They're just not quite there yet because they don't have that trust factor. They haven't seen the results yet. They don't believe that you can do it. So like telling them that they're going to need to invest $3,000 in coaching, they're going to be like, that's a good reason to not do this right now because they're not far enough along. On the other hand, like we don't need to trick people, right? Like if this is legitimately outside of their price range, then they probably need to know that. And so giving them some sort of price range isn't a bad thing, especially once you've had a discussion. They've moved far enough along, you can just tell them like, hey, you know, typically coaching ranges somewhere between $150 and $400 a month. I'm not going to know which one is for you until we have a phone conversation. I can understand exactly how your program's going to be built. But if they're like not even in the ballpark, then they'll at least know that. And again, then you can direct them to your free resources or whatever. So I think it's a balance between like not giving it to them immediately where they're just going to use it as an excuse to get in their own way. But there's no reason that you have to like hold out, right? At the end of the day, sometimes knowing the ballpark price can be really helpful, because then they can go figure out how to get that money together or make some changes so that they can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
have
or
a-
even like telling them, you know, it's going to depend on, you know, the length of the program. That's a really good place to start. Like, and especially like Christy said, like, I don't know how much it could cost you because I don't know what your goals are, how long that could take. So let's talk and see if we're even a good fit to work together first.
Yeah. I did a one that converted really well at the end of last year. I had a challenge that ended at the end of November. And so I did 30 days for $30 to coach them through the month of December on the back end of a challenge. And I ended up with, I mean, I don't know how many people I had in that challenge, but I ended up with 4 people who bought for a year straight out of that challenge, that 30 days for $30. So that was a really good conversion for me right out of a challenge. It was a free challenge. And then I did the 30 days.
I think the
Very
key there,
nice.
Lois, is like you gave them something to invest that was still pretty low risk with high payoff, right?
Yeah.
Low risk, $30, but they still have to pull out their credit card, which is going to be the biggest, hardest first step. It's like free all day. But when you actually have to pull that card out for $1, $7, $30, all of a sudden games have changed, which is why we talk about like that being a really important step in your client journey, is like that first low risk, high payoff purchase. And so then they got that experience with you and it was a no-brainer. People will just, don't kid yourself. People will go from $30 to $3,000 without a problem if they've seen the value and they understand the results. So it's harder to go from 0 to 30 than it is from 30 to 3,000. People will go from $97 to $15K. I did. I invested $97 one time, got so much value out of it that I invested in that entire program for $15K. So it just like that first purchase, as long as you over deliver, really give them those great results and give them that taste of it, that's what you need.
Yeah, I was just talking about this with our coaching staff this morning. I shared a testimonial on one of my stories about one of our clients. And when I was talking to her coach about Jonah, I actually got on a phone call with this girl before our last challenge started and like desperately needed coaching. Like I told her, like, this is your only way. You cannot do our challenge. Like I literally said, like, this is not for you. You are going to fail massively yet again, right? I do not want that on you, right? You're not mentally ready. And guess what she did? She said, let me go talk to my husband. And guess what she did not do? She did not join coaching, which was okay. Right. But then she signed up for the challenge. We saw her name come through on the challenge and Larissa called her right away and said, you're not doing our challenge, like we already told you, unless you sign up for VIP. Right. So she made a $99 investment and then we made her upgrade to VIP. But guess what? She didn't want to upgrade to VIP. So we actually paid for it for her. We found a donor to donate her VIP upgrade. This is someone that did not want to invest in coaching. And guess what she did halfway through the challenge? She paid in full for 6 months of coaching. It just took someone to walk her through that step by step and give her that momentum and help her build that confidence, that momentum up again, you know? And like, it just shows like, this is someone who said, oh, it's just not in my budget, finances, I can't afford it. You know, my family, my 3 kids, my husband, blah, 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 blah. Right. And then literally we paid for her upgrade for her under one condition, that she was going to be committed. Right. And then here she is magically pulling out multiple thousands of dollars to pay for coaching out of nowhere, out of thin air. Right. It's very interesting. Kind of like what Christy talked about. You got to lead with value, help them get confidence, help them get momentum. But it's
how did you know she wasn't ready for the challenge, or she wasn't like, you know, the best candidate?
Her history. Yeah. Her dietary history, her mental history, right? She joined a CrossFit gym and she's been like 3 times out of like the 6 months she's been paying for that CrossFit gym membership. Right. She's done all the things. She's done everything from like RP to WAG, chronically dieted. She's stressed out. She drives an hour for work. Like she hasn't followed through. Right. Like her confidence was just shot. She's like, I am a failure. Right. I start all these new things and I never follow through. I never finish. I was like, what makes you think you're going to follow through and finish the challenge then? Yeah. She's like, I don't know. I was like, good point.
The challenge was just like another shiny object that was cheap for her. Yeah. And so she was like, oh, I'll do that. She was still doing what she had always done, essentially.
Yeah.
And we pay really close attention when people, even though we have like hundreds of coming through, and we're still pretty on top of every single person. If I see multiple names come through, we ask them if they've been under eating. We call them, and we're not afraid to tell them, this isn't for you. You're not going to get the result you're looking for in this program. And we tell them like it is, basically.
Yep. But if you get a chance, go look at my story, read that testimonial that she gave us at like week 5 of the challenge. It's insane. What else? You want to share the cool stuff with them real quick?
Yeah, we've got something cool to share with you.
Okay.
Where do you want to start, Nick?
You can share your screen and we'll walk them through it. Who here all did like the 14-day challenge and they put together a webinar, right? Quite a bit of people, right? So cool, right? We're actually still in the follow-up process of that. So keep on top of that. Like the fortune's in the follow-up, like we always say. But we wanted to kind of make sure you had this very unique skill under your tool belt before we gave you the more advanced part of it. Right. Because the last thing I would want for you to do is give you something and you basically like not actually know how to implement it properly. And so we talk about like running webinars or running trainings or just building lead magnets or building courses in general. Right. It is a skill that needs to be developed. And a lot of people, they want to jump to the advanced shit. And we like to say this in our challenge all the time. Right. There's a reason we start with the basics. Right. You have to learn the rules before you learn to break the rules. And what we want to do is teach you how to break the rules now, how to collapse time and speed up this whole building of your lead magnet process or building of your live training or building of your course process. And so we have this pretty cool guide that we're going to be giving y'all. And it has a bunch of very valuable AI prompts that will literally help you build your entire lead magnet in about 30 minutes. Right. So we're going to collapse time for you. And I want to make sure that everyone here that attended had access to this. So we're going to walk you through it real quick, and we're actually going to build one out together so you can see how powerful this is. Right. And I promise you, it's going to like be a lifesaver for you. And you can use this in many different ways. It's not just unique to lead magnet or courses. It's going to help you learn everything about your person. So real quick, we're actually going to walk you through this. It's just 4 simple steps or 4 simple prompts. You're going to have access to this guide. I'll drop the link in the chat and you can go download it actually right now. Christy, can you make your screen bigger so we can see it? Mm-hmm. So we're going to want to go into ChatGPT, guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach ChatGPT a little bit about us and what we're trying to do and who our avatar is first. Okay. So we have these prompts. They're simple. You got to copy and paste and fill in the bold. And you do that and you're going to receive a bunch of awesomeness from the universe of AI.
Can you see better now?
Yep. Cool. So the first prompt is going to be underneath step 1. All right. So step 1, it's in the gray box. So every prompt is going to be in the gray box. You must enter the prompt first before moving on to the next prompt. So she's just going to copy and paste that entire prompt right there. And basically what this is doing is this telling ChatGPT what we're looking to do, right? Is we're looking to basically learn about our avatar and teach ChatGPT about our product and who we are and what it is that we serve. Okay, so there's 2 or 3 bold points that we need to kind of fill in real quick. And so we're going to go ahead and fill these in. The first one is her area of expertise. So we're going to need to fill that in. Christy, will you just go ahead and put in, let's just go with, what do you want to do? Online nutrition coach or online nutrition and health coach?
Online. As we're filling this out, guys, do you even know how to access ChatGPT? Is there somebody on here who doesn't know?
There's a link in the guide if you don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it all for you. I'm going to put that link right now, guys, and that way you can go ahead and opt in, and it'll send it straight to your email. Okay, so the first prompt is, I am an online nutrition coach. Okay, now we need to fill in the next thing. What does it say?
My insert avatar description.
Okay, insert avatar. Basically, you just fill in who is your who here, right? The more specific you can be, the better with this. Okay. So do not be vague at all. Like get super detailed, right? We're going to keep it pretty short for the sake of this call. So my avatar is, let's just go, a professional who juggles being a parent, but also finding the time and means to prioritize their individual health, comma, who wants to gain control of their eating habits. Cool. So that's going to be like our very broad avatar description. And then the next one is I like to help them with what? So this is where we want to get a little bit more detailed. So I like to help them get control of their nutrition with a simple lifestyle approach to nutrition that focuses on consuming whole, nutrient-dense foods in balanced portions. It also helps them enjoy a little flexibility by teaching them how to moderate other foods they may enjoy. The lifestyle nutrition plan that I will create is designed to build a strong nutrition foundation to build upon as they become more confident and build momentum. Yeah. And then period. And then they can expect to increase their daily energy levels. Lose an initial, let's go like 5 to 10 pounds. Improve digestion. Feel stronger. More confident. And let's go get rid of stress and get rid of the stress of not knowing what to do. Which will help them live a more productive and fuller life. And then basically, after this, it should say, for all further questions, remember those factors. So basically, we're building out like our mega avatar prompt right here. So what it is that we do, how we do it, and what do we want to help them achieve. And so we're telling ChatGPT to remember this for all future questions. So she's going to go ahead and hit submit on this. And let's watch it work its magic. Okay, cool. So now we're going to need to input our other prompts. So ChatGPT knows what we're looking to do. So now these are all discovery prompts, right? So we're looking to identify our avatars, goals, their values, the problems that they face, any challenges, and any objections that they may be experiencing. So we're just going to copy each one of these and just paste it right inside and hit submit. So we need to do one at a time because it's going to spit us out a bunch of valuable information. So you're going to keep all of this. So the first one is our avatar's goals and their values, right? Health is a priority, work-life balance, self-empowerment. Like these are like, look how good these things are, right? Financial stability, time for passion projects. And now it's going to talk about the opportunities to achieve those. Cool. And so let's go ahead and put prompt number 2 in. And then I just dropped the link, guys, in the chat so you can get a copy sent to your inbox.
How solid are these guys? Like you saw the prompt that we put together. We put that together before the call this morning, but it's not even that specific. Like if you get into the nitty gritty of your person and put that in there in your program, like these are going to be even better, but these are solid.
Yeah. Like this isn't going to be like 100% done, but it's going to get you 80 to 90% of the way. And you always want to go tweak it, right? So it doesn't sound like a robot, but like this is going to teach you a lot about your avatar, like right off the bat. And then let's go ahead and
yeah. Time, decision fatigue, parental guilt, lack of reliable information, fear of failure. Those are
if you struggle with what to speak about in your content, there you go. Like ChatGPT just told you. All right. And then we got one more discovery prompt to put in real quick. So like objections, right? Cost concerns, time commitment, skepticism, right? From past failures, family constraints. Like I'm sure you hear every single one of these on your sales calls. And so now we can actually build them out into our trainings. Work pressure, family events, health conditions, lack of support, mental health, chronic stress and anxiety. Okay, cool. All right, so we got step 3 done. No, now we got to do step 3. So now we're going to outline our actual product.
So we just need the solution, what the course will do for them.
Yeah, so let's do this. So it's basically what it says. Now, given all we've learned about my avatar, I want to deliver an online course. Let's change this into a webinar, right? Instead of an online course. So we had this built out to do like a 3 to 5 video module, like courses. So like Scott, here you go, right? It's like these prompts are specifically designed to build a lead magnet course, but you can change it for a webinar or training. It doesn't matter. Just fill it in with whatever you want to build. So now, given all that we learned,
like a content series, you could even say like, I want to create 5 video content series for my Instagram.
I want to deliver an online webinar. That course, let's make over. I want to deliver a 60-minute webinar to help them lose their next 5 to 10 pounds, since that's what we put in the initial one. Use their next 5 to 10 pounds while feeling more confident than ever, like they're finally on the right path to success. And then this webinar will be delivered over a tool like Zoom. So you can just go ahead and delete all the way up to that. Okay. And then instead of each session, put this webinar will last approximately 60 minutes. And then I want to put in followed by 30 minutes of question and answer time. And then you can hit submit on that. Please create the curriculum for this webinar.
I get nervous every time I push the submit button to ChatGPT. I don't know why.
Cool. So will you make your screen bigger real quick now so we can see it? Bam, our webinar curriculum, unlocking the path to success, lose your first 5 to 10 pounds with confidence. How's that for a fucking headline? Holy shit. Dude, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Introduction, 5 minutes. Quick self-introduction, setting expectations. Part 1, understanding your challenges, time, scarcity, and healthy eating, breaking decision fatigue, guilt-free self-care. Part 2, demystifying nutrition. Part 3, the actionable plan. I love it. So it's like simple meal planning, accountability, daily routines. Part 4, your support system. Conclusion, Q&A. There you go. So ChatGPT just outlined their entire training or the curriculum to build this course off of. And what you could also do is you can go back in and you can have them break down each one of those topics, right? So if you were to go back in, what are you doing, Christy?
I was going to get the title part.
Cool. Well, we're not on that part yet. So like say like part 3, where it has like the bullet points, right? So if you want ChatGPT to go back in and to really break down each one of those sub bullets, you could simply just ask it, right? Can you please go deeper on part 3 and give me a curriculum or something to write this off of? You know what I mean? Like you could ask them more information. And so like, if you want to break it down, just go ahead and break it down. Can you please go deeper on part 3 and give me curriculum to provide? Later, Scott.
Crazy.
Yeah. So like you have like an entire course just built out for you right here, right? All you gotta do is go fill in the blanks. And then one of the things that we notice is people struggle with hooks and headlines. So we put in a prompt for hooks and headlines because we know that's what gets people to click and gets them to sign up. So the last one is just going to give you some additional online course titles that you could use, right? So you can pick from just to have. So you just copy and paste that one in and then go ahead and hit submit. What are 5 online webinar titles that I could use to help set my course apart? Cool. Dude, let's see these. The Busy Parents Weight Loss Blueprint. Unlock confidence, 5 to 10 pounds in 60 minutes. Nutrition simplified. Lose weight, gain life. Dang, lose weight, gain life. That's a good one. I'm still in that one. Eat well, live full. The game plan. Effortless health. Your 90-minute turnaround. Dude, those are pretty like those are good. Like there's a lot of stuff to build from there. Cool. But there you go. Your entire lead manager is designed in 10 minutes.
And remember, that's like gets you 80-90% of the way there. Like you need to go in and do some adjustments and think about your thing. And if it doesn't give you the answer that you want, ask it again with a different kind of question, because the prompts that really make the answers valuable. So you might not have asked it just right. You might not have given enough information.
Yeah, definitely go deep on the prompts, like especially on your avatar. Be as specific as possible. Like don't be as vague as we were. Like fill it in, take some time. Like that's going to be where obviously all the work is really done. It's just being specific with your avatar and your prompts on the problem that you're solving and who you're help solving that for. But I hope that will help y'all out. And I also put that in the Ultimate Lead Magnet course. So it's also in there as well, in case you're wondering. But check it out. Let me know how y'all like it. And like I said, you can use it for multiple things, right? For PDFs, for videos, for trainings. But at the end of the day, you need to remember the strategy, because that does not mean shit unless you know the strategy. That's why we did not want to give you this during the 14-day challenge, because I know y'all would be lazy and y'all would abuse it and you will never learn anything. But now that you know, and now that you've learned the process, now that you learn the rules, you can bend the rules in your favor. Right. So you're welcome.
And you guys can share that link if you want to. So if you've got a coach buddy and you think that that prompt would help them, you can share that with them.
You didn't know that ChatGPT designed the 14-day challenge, did y'all? Just kidding. It didn't.
So, drop a link to this ChatGPT thread. Is that a thing I can do?
Could you drop a link to that? He liked that one too much.
Like that one too much. I think that is a thing I can do. Let me see. See what happens when you guys click on that. I've never done that before. But all the prompts that we just used are in that form. So if you just fill out the form, we'll just email you the PDF and then you can just copy and paste it yourself. But I have no idea what will happen when you click that link.
No, it pulls it up the conversation.
Okay. Sweet.
There you go. Cool. All right, guys.
This was fun. Thank you guys so much for coming to Roundtable. I feel like this was a really great mix of like getting deep, getting into some important stuff around niching, and then also some like really practical stuff around value ladder and just, moving people forward. And then obviously like some cool tools that you can use inside of the strategy for your business. So thanks for coming. Remember, Roundtable is open to everybody. So if you have a buddy that you could bring next month, we do it on the first Friday of the month, every single month. And so invite a friend. And yeah, appreciate you guys being here and spending your time with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.
What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? You're muted.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Thanks for that. That was good.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? Because I've got it from, did you get it from Rudy or did you do it all yourself or?
Yeah, this is a mix from a few different people that we worked with before. So we use Jeff Walker for the mega prompts, and then we use Amy Porterfield for the the mini prompts.
Oh, did you? That's
Yeah.
funny. I got her one course. I forget what it's called, just filling with whatever. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thanks a lot, man. Dude, I'm so far on that, what we worked on.
Yeah.
Dude, I got so far. I'm
Nice.
getting really close. I still can't get approved. I still can't get approved with that ADP or A2P or whatever
Yeah.
the shit it is. So I just don't know what to do with that. And then the second thing is transferring over my email.
Yeah. Okay.
So like if I picked a day that I want to transfer over or whatever, can I get on with you?
Yeah.
And then like we do it together, just because that's a big thing for me and I don't want to lose shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, for sure, man. Let's schedule that with Christy too. She's like way more a guru on that than I am. So,
okay.
yeah, like
Cool.
she does all of like the domains and email transfers.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we'll get a call. So if you just schedule with me, I'll let her know. Or if you schedule with both of us, just use the link.
Okay, great. All right. I appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend. And like I
Yeah.
said, I just wanted to thank you again and again, because the help that you give me is just, I'm telling you, it put me miles
Good, man.
ahead. And without it, I just would still be struggling really bad. So
Good, man. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And like always, man, like don't hesitate. If you feel like you're struggling, you're stuck, let me know. That's our rule. Our rule is do not get stuck. That's it.
the only question I had, and
Mhm.
like I said, this was impromptu, so I don't know if you have
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I have is when I get them over to, let me share my screen, but when I get them over to, let me go whatever screen, when I get them, no, that didn't come up. Give me a second. Oh, okay. Did it come up or no?
Yeah, it's there. It's Facebook's up right now.
That's Facebook stuff.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that must be on my other. Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's Facebook.
All right, so let me go over to my only thing that I have that is a little bit whack, or I don't know how to do it, is the last thing, which is I got them over to the, how we moved them over to the next thing.
Mhm.
You know what? I don't know what so we put them in the one workflow and then we kicked them out of the workflow to get into the next one. Oh, this isn't the workflow. Okay, just give me a second and I'll get into the workflow.
Yeah.
So the only challenge is that second workflow. How do I put in date and time so that it doesn't send them shit after or whatever the time of the actual class? I'll give you in a second.
Okay.
Okay, so here's EOS special. Okay, so here's my cart abandoned sequence. So first off is I put this here. Will that, is that what it does?
So that's the event start date, right?
This is the event start date, correct?
Okay. And what are you looking to happen exactly after that?
What all of these deadlines are based on this date.
Got you. Okay. So you need to put a weight in between. So hit the plus sign.
Well, the weight's on the bottom of the other one. Should I still put a weight here?
Yeah, because it's not this won't have a way to recognize that wait time from the other automation. It's gonna have to do it from this one.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you just put a weight, and then you'll go event. So wait for, change it to event instead of time delay. And then however long before you want it to happen.
Well, I don't know. Won't
Okay.
it be based upon when they come over? Like, I have no idea when they come over. I only know when it is, and I don't want them to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want them to get shit after that
the
date.
event. Okay.
So it has to be before, but they could sign up, they could sign up to this a month before, or they could sign up the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to, that's what my challenge was.
Gotcha. All right. exit out of this real quick. Let me just kind of look at the bigger picture of the workflow. So what's that email? So that's if they did not purchase that email?
That is correct.
Okay.
So if they didn't purchase, they get an email that just says, it looks like you were about to register and become a certified personal trainer, but you left.
Gotcha. So now we just need to identify if somebody signs up after that after that date, we need them to go somewhere else.
Well, I do need that, but I also need, okay, so I'll try to, like I said, and dude, if you're not in a mental space for this, that's fine. I don't mean to
No, you're
mess
good.
with you, but okay. So in the last one, in the last workflow, maybe that'll help. In the last workflow, we have, if you remember, we have, they filled out the form saying that basically they wanted to get the special, holy shit, I can't even talk. They wanted to get the special, there it is. Oh shit, what did we call that? Damn it. I forgot what we called the original workflow. Oh my gosh. I forget what, I can't even, if I can't find that other one, I'm gonna freak, but we called, I thought it was EOS, but
Yeah, I thought so too. It was in
for whatever reason, it didn't pull up. Oh, EOS form submitted. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, if I lost all this, I would gonna pull my hair out. But okay, so they clicked on a button that said, "Do you want to see the special pricing for EOS?"
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Okay, so this puts them into this workflow.
Yep.
Then once they get into that workflow, we wait a half an hour to see did they actually purchase. If they purchased, then we put them through this whole whatever else. Did they purchase the paid in full? Did they purchase the monthly or not? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then if they didn't purchase, they get thrown in the EOS did not purchase.
Yep.
Then we wait 2 hours. That's why I said there was already the wait. And then they add to the EOS cart abandoned sequence.
Gotcha.
Which is this one. So this is 2 hours. It's 2 hours after they filled in what is the special price for EOS.
Got you.
But like right now, a class for October is already up on the board. So if they clicked on today for a class on October, we have 2 months till the class. But if they clicked on, October 22nd and the class is on October 23rd, does that make sense? You with me?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the date of the class. Oh, it's September 23rd, not October. So if they did it today, they have 21 days. But if they do it on the 22nd, they only have 1 day. So I don't know how to tell it. Oh, by the way, so I just put this date here, but I don't know what it means,
Gotcha.
And then I wrote this one like, wait, I put this one 5 days before class, but that was just random.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I wrote, okay, skip all outbound communications till next wait or event start date action if it wasn't 5 days before. Like if they end up doing it the night before, then this won't get to them.
Yeah.
But if they did do it 30 days out, then I miss it. So should I do like 30 days out, 20 days out, 10 days out? And then they just don't do the 30, they don't do the 20, they don't do the 10 if they came in later. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That kind of makes the most sense right now, honestly.
Oh, you think that that's the way to do it? Okay.
Yeah. Because there's going to be multiple different starts for many locations.
Well, each one of these is gonna be. Each one of these, like what I'm gonna do is I should label this.
Okay.
So anybody with September 23 goes into this one
Gotcha. So you're going to be duplicating this for every date, every start
for
date.
every date, correct?
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
Does that make, yeah, that makes sense, right? So
Yeah.
every single date, I don't care regardless of where they are, because I'm already gonna tag them
Gotcha.
where they are. So in my opportunities, I'll see exactly who they are and where they went to.
Okay, cool. So
Because I was gonna do a separate one for every single location, but you're like, Mike, you're saying the same shit.
yeah,
So, I mean, so I don't know if I still should do that, or whether I do one for Temecula, one for this, one for that, one for that.
just do it off the dates. That makes more sense.
I thought because then we could get a whole grip, because we're
Yeah.
saying the same thing, like, hey, you abandoned the cart. Hey, why don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, for sure. So what we want to do is just really kind of look at that abandoned cart sequence, right? So like email 1, email 2, email 3, email whatever, and like understand like, hey, they could come out, they could come into this pipeline at any given time. It could be 5 days, it could be 20 days. We do not know,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And
Correct.
so what we'll do is we'll just collapse those emails basically. So like, let's just say like this deadline email, it's gonna like I would put this to go out like immediately almost, right? Like one.
Right. It is. It goes out. Oh, okay. How do I make that say immediately?
Yeah, this one goes out immediately. This one goes out immediately. So the next one is a 5-day wait.
Correct.
Right? I would collapse that to like maybe like a 24-hour wait. I would
Okay,
really.
so you're gonna do it based upon this one versus
Correct.
based upon this date.
Correct.
You see what I'm doing? I did it
Yeah.
based upon this date.
Exactly. So we'll do like the first initial 3, just like real quick, like 24 to 48 hours, just hammer home, like you missed out, right? You know what I mean? Like get back in kind of thing. And then the ones after those, we'll make them time conditioned. So if they do come in 20 days out, they have some longer nurture, or if they come in 5 days out, they have like that compressed 48-hour nurture already built in. Does that make sense?
It certainly does. So this one is an event. This one is based upon time delay.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then we're just gonna do 1 day.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I would do one within like the first 6 hours of abandoned cart.
Oh, it is. There's one within
On-
30
it's
minutes
on-
of the abandoned cart.
Okay, so it's on the other one. You're right. Cool.
So this first one,
Yeah,
we don't even have a wait. It's the minute they get thrown over.
exactly. So basically, like, let's make the first like 2 to 3, like that first 48 hours, like 2 to 3, like very quick follow-ups.
Okay.
And
so
then
this
from
one-
there, yeah, you can just push that up. You
Well, I
have
mean,
to,
yeah, it's just wait 1 day. So this
Mhm.
one, so instead of doing 4 days before class, just do wait 1 more day.
what does this one say in it? Can I see it?
Sure. Okay, so. Yeah, deadline 3 is,
So this says earlier today you started
it
to run
shouldn't
this.
say earlier today.
Yeah. I wrote you twice about it because I don't want to drop the ball. Okay. Earlier this week, or I saw.
At one point.
Gotcha. Perfect. And is there an email after email 4? No, that's the last one.
I think that's the last one.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah,
mean, we
I
can put in as many. So I
Yeah.
just did 1 day before the event just to say, dude, this is your last chance. We're meeting tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, I would just change the email 3. I would push it up more. put it up one, and add in one more like event based. So like this, that email 3 will be like a 48-hour after the cart abandonment one.
Yeah, right now it's 48 hours after the cart abandoned. It's
Right
wait
now,
one day.
it's 4 days. It's 4 days
Okay,
before
so
the
then-
event. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we're gonna do this one, just waiting one more day.
Yeah.
Okay, so we wait one more day, and
And
then
then-
this one's the last day before the event. So you think I
Yeah.
should put in another one right here?
Yeah. Put in one more. That's like 48 hours before the event.
Okay.
Like the last minute, like you should be able to pick up quite a bit of people. Honestly, I would almost double down on the last minute enrollments.
So should I do 48 hours or should I do 2 days?
I would do 48 hours. I would do 24 hours, and I would 40 hours and 24 hours, and then probably not that many people sign up for a live event the day of. So or the day.
No,
the next-
no one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do 48 and 24 hours for sure.
Okay, so this one's gonna be 48 hours out. Okay, so this is 48 hours. So this is 48 hours before. Holy shit. Why does it keep doing that?
You could just do 2 days as well.
Well, that's what I was asking. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, max 23. That's why it
Yeah.
keeps kicking me out. Okay. So 2 days before the event.
Yep.
Let me put it up there. 2 days. And then we have last day before the event. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then I just have to just add in any email.
That would be correct.
Oh, I'll do this later, but I know how to do it. Okay.
Cool. Man.
Cool. Okay. So then the only thing I need to do is after they finish the email or after the day after the class. So then I would just put in another one that says, wait, and then do event, and then do after 1 day.
And then that's going to be to the virtual, right?
Yep. Move to live stream. Okay, so I'll know what it is. Okay, so then I'm going to do a whole nother sequence for the live stream.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same thing and set the date for the live stream. And then each time the date passes, I could just change the date, right?
Yeah.
So like with this one, when we have the date here, when this one stops, do I copy and make another date, or do I just go to here and change a date and change the date up here?
Yeah. If you're still using the same communications, you could just change the event date.
Yeah, it'll always be the same communication. Once we knock it down, I want to like be very consistent, and that's the way we know to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can just change the event date here.
Okay.
And if you want to, you can send yourself like an email or text saying, hey, the event date's passed. You need to go change it.
Oh, yes, I should do that.
So you don't forget.
Yeah. How do I do that?
Just go back down to the weight, right? And you'll just add in, put a plus sign. Yep. And just go ahead and put internal notification. There you go. Or send internal notification. There it is. And then you can pick however you want to receive that message.
Can I do both?
Email. Well, you don't have SMS yet.
Yeah, so I better do email.
Yeah. So from me. And then just pick yourself. Yeah. You just put all. Is there anyone else on your account?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
going to be.
Yeah. So particular user.
Yeah, I got one other guy.
Gotcha. Cool.
There we go. Cool. Wow. I'm just gonna call it dude, this is freaking ridiculous how powerful it is.
Yeah,
All right, well, thank you. That's awesome.
for sure.
And then I'm just gonna make a whole nother workflow on here's the whole nother workflow for that.
Mhm.
So do you think it's like I said, do you think it's you know what? I'm almost thinking the more I think about it, I should just make a new one because I can always look at the history, the execute, like how many people
Yeah.
went through it, what the statistics were, and then
Yeah.
the goal would be every time we get better at it, our numbers
Yeah.
get better.
Exactly.
Don't you agree? And that way we can keep looking at our percentages and
Yeah.
know what we're doing until it
Sure.
gets ridiculous, till we get
Yeah.
like 2. But
Yeah. Once you get those percentages dialed in, then you could collapse them all. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So yeah, right now, just allow you to get a little more detailed in the data for sure.
awesome. Dude, like I said, I can't thank you enough. I can't
Yeah, no
thank you
problem,
enough.
man.
Coolio. Yeah, I
Yeah.
still got some work to do, but it's looking better. My goal is next Friday. I want to go
Mhm.
live. That's my goal. So
Okay, cool.
I'll know during the week where I'm at and to know then. So I'll know
Sounds-
like if that's gonna work.
Yeah,
Cool.
sounds good, man.
All right. I truly appreciate it.
All right, enjoy your Friday, man.
Yeah, everything good with you?
Yeah, nothing, just doing the same old thing. Fridays are chill days, so
Okay. That
yeah.
works.
Yep, Friday's the day where we actually get to work on internal stuff rather than external stuff.
Okay, that works.
So
Good for you. And you got that worked out every Friday?
yeah. Usually, because right now we're prepping for that 5-day challenge. So
The one with all the other people in it?
yeah, we got to get all those landing pages and stuff ready. So
Okay.
that's what
I
we're doing.
gotcha.
That's what we're doing today. Getting ready to
Good.
promote that.
Good luck with all that.
Yeah, it's
What
gonna
do
be
you
fun.
think of that Emily Carlson chick?
She's a character.
Don't you agree? Like I don't
Yeah.
know. It didn't
Yeah.
she didn't speak to me the way I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I didn't get a vibe. So
Yeah, she's a character. She has her she definitely has her people. You know what I mean? Like you have to be for her or you're not for her. Like it's like
she's very okay, got it.
Yeah.
You're not on the fence. You either like
yeah. Yeah, there's no like gray area with her. It's black and white for sure.
Okay. That's the first time I met her, but I
Yeah,
just
but she's really cool. She's a really nice girl. So
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, man. I'll see you around. If you need anything, just reach out.
I sure will, as you can tell. Thanks.
Later, Mike.
Bye-bye.